Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? It'll take a few minutes for everybody to jump on. Welcome back to Hot Dog Crochet. My name is Jamie, and we're going to be talking about how to get started with crochet today. Hey, hun, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, hello, how are you doing? You're doing good, awesome. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Ben. I'm doing good, hun. How are you doing? Awesome, awesome. I am going to be going over the absolute basics today. What goes up and never goes down, your age, I do remember. Today we're going to be talking about how to get started with crochet. Hello, hello. Thank you for liking and subscribing, commenting, and hanging out. I appreciate you guys being here. Hello, hello. Hi, Portugal. How are you doing? Awesome, awesome. Thank you for the emojis. Hello, hun. Cool beans, cool beans. Awesome. So today we're talking about how to get started with crochet. And the first thing that we want to talk about, thank you for the hearts, is what tools do you want to use? That's fine. You go check on them. So the first thing that you're going to need is a darning needle. So a darning needle is not super sharp, and it has a little bit larger hole to get your yarn through. You need this to be able to sew in your ends. Cool beans, hun. These are fairly inexpensive. However, always check like your thrift shops or your secondhand shops, because sometimes you can get stuff really cheap. The next thing you want is a pair of scissors to cut your yarn when you're ready. You don't have to have super small ones. You can have big ones, whatever works for you, as long as they're sharp enough to cut the yarn. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. So then kind of the final tool that you need is your hook. There's many, many different styles and types of hooks out there. You just have to kind of trial and error and figure out what you like. Now, I always say get a larger hook. I do not mean getting a 15 millimeter or 15.75 millimeter hook like this. This is, sorry guys, someone tried to call through. So this is for using really big yarn or using cloth or whatever to make rugs. I would not use this in my normal everyday crochet. So when I say a larger hook, awesome, awesome, what I mean is like a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter hook. There we go. So in crochet, you always use hooks, not needles. And you can get them in many different styles. So this is a plastic tapered hook that has a little bit of a the ergonomic grip on it, and I do use this one. Actually, I use all of these. This one, I think I got it Hobby Lobby, but again, check your secondhand stores, your thrift stores, because they have a lot of tools that get donated to them. So this one is, hello, hon, an ergonomic hook that I got off of Amazon. I got a 5-pack for like $6. So again, not super expensive. And this one has the metal hook, but it still has an ergonomic handle. So this is very similar, but this ergonomic handle is slightly different. So this one is definitely for someone that uses the knife grip, not someone that uses like a pen grip. Just how it's made and how it sits in the hand. I use these ones as well. Like I said, when you're starting out with your crochet, you want a little bit larger hook. So you want like a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter hook. And so these are, this one, the purple one, is a 5 millimeter hook. And then the teal one is a 5.5 millimeter hook. So you can see that they're very close in size. If that's how it works for you, that's awesome. You can always get the plastic hooks. A lot of times you can find plastic hooks like at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. This style of plastic hook is not my favorite. However, I do from time to time pull one out and use it. This is your typical metal hook that you would find at a craft store. And it's, the whole length of it is metal. There's no ergonomic grip. I do use metal hooks like this a lot as well. This one is actually an old hook. It is from my great-grandmother's stash. So it would have been purchased before 1980. It is a metal hook. Honestly, I use both. I don't, when I'm doing like my plushies, I do like the ergonomic hooks that have the shorter shank between the hook and where you grip it. But if I'm using, if I'm doing a lot of like double or treble crochets, welcome back, hun, then I do like metal or a tapered hook that has a longer shank. Hello, hun, and welcome in. This is another style of an ergonomic hook. This one is probably more comfortable for people that are doing a pen grip rather than a knife grip. But it has the same shape. Well, as long as it has a hook at the end so you can bring your yarn through, that's really all you need. So there's all kinds of hooks out there that you can get into. This is another style of hook. So this one is it a Bates? Yep, this one is a Susan Bates. This is a wooden handle with the metal hook and shank. What I will say is that you don't have a hook at the end. So if it's just a needle, that would be kind of hard to crochet with. So where was I going with this? For the wooden crochet hooks and the bamboo crochet hooks, some people really enjoy them, but that is the one group of hooks I don't use. My dogs always, if my dogs find them, my dogs always chew them up. So you don't have any with the hook. Okay. So those are like different styles of hooks. Like I said, if you want to get a hook, go to like a secondhand store or a thrift store or even a garage sale, because you can find things for fairly inexpensive. Okay, so those are our hooks. I'm going to get this stuff, whoops, up and out of the way. I'm going to keep that one. And the next thing that we're going to talk about is yarn. So one of the most popular, most well-known brands is Red Heart. Red Heart is not the softest. You have to go, no problem, hun. You have a good day. Red Heart is not the softest yarn out there, but it is a good workhorse yarn, especially when you're learning how to crochet. So the important thing to learn about on the labels, there it is yeah. You want to be able to read your label. Yes. I think it's what most people start with because it's less expensive and it's a good workhorse yarn. So when you're reading your yarn label, the first thing you want to look for is what the weight is. So this one is a medium 4, which translates also to a worsted weight yarn. It's telling you that what hook you want to use is a 5.5 millimeter hook. It's telling you that you can wash it and dry it, but you cannot iron it and you cannot bleach it. So these are important symbols to look for on your yarn because you want to know what you can do with it. A little bit farther down, it will tell you that it's 100% acrylic. And I do use 100% acrylic to make clothes. I also use cotton and acrylic blends. It just depends on what I want to do with it. The nice thing about Red Heart is they have a no dye lot dye, which means that you don't have to worry about what dye lot it is. Because it's all going to have the exact same color. Yeah, me too. So there's usually 2 ways. You got to go, no problem. You have a good day, hon. There's 2 ways to get into your yarn. There is a, where is it? There it is. An out, whoops, I'm sorry. So there's an outside pull and an inside pull. Outside means it takes it from around the outside of the ball, and the inside, it pulls it straight from the inside out. When I started out, I used the outside pulls, but as I've gotten more and more into crochet, I started using the inside pulls because they're just, for me, easier. Okay. Now, when you're going to crochet and you're starting out, let's see here, where's the other one? I do not recommend a black yarn because it does get tangled. Yeah, it does. Black yarns can be pretty, but I will say that they're very hard to see your stitches with. So I do not recommend using a black yarn. I also don't recommend using a white yarn because you're going to run into the same issue, that it's hard to see your stitches. Another problem that you can run into when you're first starting out is you find an awesome, pretty yarn and it's variegated. The problem with variegated yarn is that as you're learning your stitches, sometimes it gets confusing when you have all these different colors. They're pretty, but this is slightly more advanced once you know how to recognize what your stitches look like. So I recommend using either using a little bit more saturated color. It doesn't have to be dark, but a more saturated color that has a lot of oomph to it. I also recommend finding a color that you really enjoy working with that's not black, dark brown, or white or cream. Because you really want to be able to see those stitches as you build them. This is another brand of yarn that I do enjoy. This is Bernat. This one is a Softy Baby. I don't know if they make Softy Baby anymore, but they do make baby yarns. So again, on the back, it's going to tell you the weight. This one is considered a light or a 3. It's also considered a sport weight. And it tells you that you want to use a 4mm hook. It says you can wash it, but don't, or wash and dry it. It says don't bleach it and do not iron it. And don't steam it. I think that's what that one means. The nice thing about a lot of the yarns is that they will tell you what color it is. Plus they give you the colorway number. Now, when you're buying most yarns outside of Red Heart, when you're buying most yarns, you want to make sure that this dye lot number is the same on all of your balls. If you get different dye lots, the yarn can have shade differences, so it'll look slightly lighter or slightly darker depending on what the actual dye lot is. Okay, so that is the beginning of basically the tools and the yarns that you want to use. There are different kinds of yarns out there, but I do recommend starting with an inexpensive acrylic yarn, because you're going to be practicing and practicing and practicing. There are other types of yarn. You can find wool, cotton, and linen, bamboo, as well as all different types of blends. Hello, hello, hun. How are you doing? So the first thing that we're going to start off with is we have to make a slip knot. So how I make a slip knot is I'm going to take 2 fingers and I'm going to take the end of my yarn and I'm going to wrap it clockwise around the fingers. I'm doing good, hun. How are you doing? And then I'm going to wrap the other end counterclockwise. I'm going to take my back loop up and off. I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to stick it into this loop that's still on my finger, and then I'm going to pull up. So there we've created what we call a slip knot. Now to tighten down on the slip knot, because you don't want it to be this big and loose. Hello, hun. I'm doing well. How are you doing? So what you do want to do is pull on the yarn and tighten up your hook. Now you don't want to make it so tight that it's hard to move the hook. And if it gets that tight, then all you want to do is slide it up a little bit to get a little bit more room. You're doing good. Awesome. Now you can hold your hook and your yarn whichever way is most comfortable to you. You just realized I'm on a live? That's okay, hon. Welcome in. So how I hold my yarn is it goes over the pinky. Sorry, it goes under the pinky and then over the ring. Hello, hun. under the middle finger and then over the pointer finger. And I hold on to the end of my work, or the end of my yarn, just underneath the slip knot between my thumb and my middle finger. So the first thing that we have to do is make chains. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hook underneath the yarn, roll it so we've caught yarn in the hook, and then pull it through. So that is a chain stitch. It kind of looks like a V. So we're going to keep doing that. Hello, hon, how are you doing? So we're going to put our hook underneath the yarn and turn it. So we've caught that yarn underneath the hook, and we are going to pull it through that loop again. And you have created another chain stitch. Let's keep going. So again, the hook is going to go underneath the yarn, and we are going to pull it through. And again, we've made another chain stitch. Now, don't worry too much about your chain stitches being different sizes, because as you go, it gets easier. And you will learn how to tension your yarn. And that comes with practice. And remember that practice makes better, but it does not make perfect. So we're going to take our hook and go under the yarn and turn the hook so it grabs the yarn. And then we're going to pull it through the loop. So we've made another chain stitch. Thank you, hon. We're going to do that again. So the hook goes underneath the yarn. Thank you, hon. And you're going to pull that through your loop. Thank you, thank you. And this is creating your chain stitch. Hello, hello. Most projects that are worked back and forth, you need to have, you usually start out with either chain stitches, or you start out with foundation stitches. The foundation stitches are a little bit more, how do I say this? They're a little bit harder. So we're going to start with the chain stitches, and later on we can do more advanced techniques. Thank you, thank you. So you're going to take your hook again, and you're going to put it under the yarn, and then you want to turn it so the yarn is caught underneath the hook, and pull it through the loop. Now you can, one thing that can happen while you're working, hello, hello, hon, is that, let me see if I can make it happen. Oh, come on, Jamie. Sometimes what happens is your hook gets caught in the yarn, and so you have a small part of the yarn hooked, but the rest is not hooked. That happens a lot. That's called splitting the yarn. It's not a big deal. You just want to get your hook out of that and then pull back on your yarn. But she had to go to work. No problem, hon. Hello, hello. So, and that's a common thing that happens. I still split my yarn, and I've been crocheting for 37 years. And make sure that when you're starting out with crochet, don't get overly worried about how your stitches look, because they will get, as you practice, it'll get better. Your tension gets better, as well as your how you make the stitches. Even though it's the same way, as you build up that muscle memory, it gets easier. Today I'm just going to make a practice piece to show everybody kind of the most basic stitches. So I'm going to do some more chain stitches. So the hook goes underneath the yarn, and you turn it and pull it through. Favorite part of crocheting is all of it. I like crocheting because you can finish it faster than knitting. The downside is that it uses 3 to 4 times as much yarn to crochet than it does to knit. Thank you, hon. so, I'm going to make a few more chain stitches. Hook underneath the yarn, turn it, and pull it through. We're going to put the hook underneath the yarn, turn it, and pull it through. And as you go, it gets easier and you get faster at it. Now, your chain, your group of chains like this, how do you count your stitches? Clear my mind? Sometimes. So I'm going to bring this closer so hopefully you can see what I'm looking at. So this knot here is your slip knot. And then this first V, let me put this down like that. This first V is the first stitch. Your second V is your second stitch. And that's how you count how many chains you have. Now, it's arbitrary in this particular example, how many chains I have. It does not matter. When you're following a pattern or you're following a tutorial, they're going to tell you how many chain stitches you need. No problem, hon. So your last, if it tells you that you need 10 chain stitches, you make chain, if it says 10 plus 1 for your base chain, what that means is you need to do your stitches in multiples of 10, your chain stitches, and then at the end, the very end, when you have it, as long as you want it, you have to add an extra chain, which is going to be your turning chain. So I'm going to add an extra chain to be my turning chain. So now, whoops, I didn't do that right. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. So this chain is the first chain from the hook, but you never go into this chain, because what happens if you go into that? You're just remaking that same stitch. So what you're going to go do is go into the second chain from the hook. So 1 and then 2. Slide your hook in, and then again we're going to pick up yarn. So the hook is going to go underneath the yarn, and then you're going to turn your hook to catch the yarn. Then you're going to pull it through 1 loop. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through both loops. And that is a single crochet. So what we're doing now, when we started, we were chaining this way. But now that we're doing our single crochets, we're going to go back that way. So the next thing that we're going to do is another single crochet. So into this next V-stitch, we are going to stick our hook. Then we are going to put our hook underneath the yarn and turn it and pull through. So now you have 2 loops on the hook. Put your hook underneath the yarn and turn it, and then you're going to pull through 2 loops. So now you've got 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. So we're going to keep doing that. We are going to insert our hook into this first single crochet, put our hook underneath the yarn and turn it so it catches the yarn, and then pull it through the stitch. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull that yarn through both loops. So now you've got 3 single crochets, and we're going to keep doing that. So we are going to insert our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through. And then we are going to yarn over and pull through 2. Hopefully I can keep this in the line of sight for you guys. I did do the extra chain before I turned it. So now we are going to insert our hook into the next chain, and we are going to put our hook underneath the yarn, turn it, and pull through that stitch. We have 2 on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. We are going to insert our hook into the next stitch, put the hook underneath the yarn, turn it, and pull that yarn through. 2 on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Again, we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch. Make sure the yarn is underneath the hook is underneath the yarn. Turn your hook so it catches that yarn and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. Ah, I told you wrong. Let me do that again. I do apologize. See, even crocheting for 37 years, I do make mistakes. So we are going to insert our hook, and we are going to put our hook underneath the yarn and turn it, pull through the stitch, and we have 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you to everybody who's liked and subscribed, commented, and hanging out. So we are going to insert our hook into the next stitch. We're going to make sure the hook is underneath the yarn. We're going to turn it to catch that yarn and pull through the stitch. 2 on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2 to make a single crochet. We're going to keep doing that. We are going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through 2. Am I live tonight? I don't know. I might be. Depends on how I'm feeling. So I'm going to insert my hook into the next chain, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through a loop. We've got 2 loops on the hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. Thank you for the hearts, hon. The next one, the next stitch, I'm going to insert my hook. Make sure it's underneath the yarn. I'm going to yarn over. We've got 2 hooks on the loop. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. Oops, sorry, hon. You did get Student of the Month. That is awesome, hon, and welcome back. So I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch. Thank you, hon. And I am going to make sure the hook is underneath the yarn, and I'm going to turn the hook so it catches the yarn. I'm going to pull through the stitch, so then I have 2 loops on the hook. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull through those 2 loops to make a single crochet. You can make a blanket. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm going to insert into the next chain stitch, and I am going to yarn what we call yarn over. So the hook goes underneath the yarn, and then you catch it with the hook by turning it and pull it through. So that's your yarn over. You got 2 stitches. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops to make the single crochet. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull through. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. Insert my hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert my hook, yarn over and pull through 2. So that is our first row of single crochet. And it's always going to look a little wonky when you're doing your first set of single crochets. So why does that happen? Well, it happens because your chain stitches are a little bit more loose most of the time. They're either too loose or too tight. But for me, a lot of times they're too loose or a little too loose. So when you make that second row, which is where you're going backwards, that tends to kind of try and tighten that up a little bit. And you'll notice like here where I've kind of got a bump, it's just the tension on the stitches. It wasn't quite the same as everything else, but as you practice, you'll get better. So we're going to do another row of single crochet. To get to your next row, you do have to make one chain stitch, which is considered the turning chain. So yarn over and pull through. So you've made your first, you've made your turning chain. So to go into the stitch this time, what you're doing is on top, you've got a V. I don't know if you can see that. On top, you've got a V, and you're going to go underneath both loops of the V. You're going to yarn over. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me, must be the changing of seasons or something. Okay, so yarn goes over the hook, and you're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. Now you have 2 here, and you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. So now you've made your first single crochet going back this way. Now the chain, hi hun, thank you. So this first chain, you went this way. Then when you made the first single crochet row, you went this way. Now this row is going back this way, and how that happens is that you keep turning your project one way and then the other to keep building. Okay, so your next single crochet is going to go underneath. You're going to go underneath both loops. Let me get that out of the way. You're going to go underneath both loops of the V, or to me they used to look like hearts. You're going to yarn over and pull through both loops of the stitch. Now you have 2 loops. Oh, I don't think it's a cold. I think it's because the seasons keep changing on me. So you're going to yarn over, but thank you, hon. Yarn over and pull through 2. So now you've created 2 single crochets. We're going to keep doing that. So we're going to insert underneath both legs of that V, or both loops of the V. You have 2 stitches. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to insert our hook and yarn over and pull through the two loops of the V. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2 again. So you're going to insert and yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to insert, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert, yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Insert, yarn over and pull through 2. Oops, sorry guys. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. You're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So now we're at the very end, and this is our first single crochet, and it's going to be a little fidgety. but you're going to go underneath both loops of that V. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So this is the end of your technically 3rd row, because I count the chain stitches as your 1st row. Not all patterns do. Sometimes your 1st row is actually the 1st row of single crochet, and sometimes it's the chain stitches. Hello, hun. So it just depends on what the pattern says and what the or what the tutorial says. Okay. So now I'm going to show you hopefully what it kind of looks like if I'm going more at my speed. Right now I'm just making a swatch. On your way to a meet. Oh, that's awesome. I'm just making a swatch to show people how to get started with crochet. So as you practice, you will get faster. And as you get faster, you will find that you have muscle memory and it gets easier sometimes. There we go. That it gets easier with time. Like I said, practice makes better, but it does not make perfect. I like to say that crochet and knitting are a lot like learning an instrument. They take a lot of time and a lot of practice. But as you go, it gets easier. Hello, hello, hon. Hello. Welcome in, hun. I don't do shout outs. Okay. So here is what my swatch looks like. Now, if I'm making a real swatch for like a pattern, whether it's a sweater, a blanket, whatever, and they're asking you to make a swatch, you would actually make one bigger than this because you want it to be approximately 6 inches by 6 inches. So then you can measure in the middle of the project for your 4 inches by 4 inches, which is typically what a swatch is, although not always. You sometimes have to read the pattern or listen to the tutorial to figure out what they want you to do. At the end of the row, for me, how I think about a turning chain is that is the end of the row. I don't think about it as the beginning of the next row. I think of it as the end of the row that I'm on. Do you guys have any questions for me? Thank you for the hearts. Thank you to everybody who's liked and subscribed, commented, and hanging out. I appreciate you guys spending some of your day with me. While we're kind of sitting here thinking, I do want to say that we are doing a plushie giveaway on March 28th. It will start just like this live started at noon Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, and 9 Pacific. It'll be the same thing on Saturday, March 28th. I will be giving away 5 plushies. You do have to be a subscriber and you do have to be in the live to be able to win. What else do I have down here? Here it is. Another plushie that we're giving away, oops, is a bear. So I'm giving away 5 different plushies. And that again is on March 28th. when you're starting out crocheting, make sure that you do not get upset with yourself, because it's just about practice and patience. How do you enter? You have to be a subscriber, and you do have to be in the live that day. When I do my giveaways, I always say put a certain word in the chat, and then I let Nightbot, after everybody's had time to do that, I let Nightbot, hello hon, how are you doing? I let Nightbot pick the winner. So again, you do have to be a subscriber, and you do have to be in that live. Does anybody have any other questions? I go live on the price today. Nope. It is Saturday, March 28th, which is next Saturday. I'm doing this as a thank you to my subscribers, and as a celebration, because my channel will have been on YouTube for 2 years, as of, I believe, March 28th. So this is my way of saying thank you to everybody. Do you remember me is a prohibited phrase, hon, because it gets asked so very, very often. Thank you to everybody who's liked and subscribed and commented. Yes, I do remember you from yesterday. Coffee from McDonald's. Awesome. Thank you for the 100s. Does anybody have any questions about hooks or yarn? Anything that I can answer for you guys? Anything that's unclear? Thank you for the hearts. You don't gulp it? Yeah. Hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for being here. We went over hooks, and we went over tools and yarn, and then we started with a chain, and then we went back and learned how to do the single crochets. So I would say to get a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter hook. So if you look on most hooks towards the end, how do I do that? It will say like 5 or 5.5, and it'll tell you it's an H or an I. There's many different types of hooks. There's many different types of ergonomic hooks. There are plastic hooks, there are metal hooks, there are bamboo and wooden hooks. Thank you for the hearts. The main thing is you want to make sure that you've got a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter hook, because that size of hook allows you to be able to see your stitches better. This is just an ergonomic hook. It's just a different type of style of ergonomic. Let me grab these other ones. So when I say big, I do not mean to grab the 15.75 hook, which is a Q hook, because this is for making like rugs. This is not going to make a good hook for the type of yarn that we're using. So this is the style of ergonomic hook that I've been using, but there's many others. This is another style, which it's a gentle slope, but it's still a ergonomic hook. Oh, all my hair is gone, hun. And it's doing good. This is another type of ergonomic hook. This is just a regular metal hook. Honestly, I use both the grips and the metal hooks. The ones I don't use are the bamboo or the wooden hooks. The dogs like to eat those. This is an old clover hook. This one, no. It's got a like a bronze paint on it, but it's still metal. Then this is another style of ergonomic. And then of course y'all have seen this one. This is my favorite for plushies. Oh, this one? Nope. This one is just gold plated. The more I use it, it'll wear off. This isn't even a drop in the bucket with how many hooks I have. Because I do so many different projects in so many different styles. I have, this is just like a makeup bag. And it says, purple is a mysterious color combining the opposites of red and blue to suggest both nobility and spirituality. But in this bag is a gazillion hooks. And it just depends on what I'm looking for, what I grab. But basically, all these hooks in here, I do at times use. It just depends. You love my channel? Thank you. I love the color purple. Cool beans, hun. There's two up there. I'm going to take these and get these out of the way. For your scissors, they don't have to be super sharp. They just need to be able to cut through yarn. You don't have to, I tend to use the smaller ones, but you don't have to. Thank you, hun. And the last tool that you need is a darning needle. Hello, hun. Thank you, RM. Darning needles are not real sharp, but they do have a larger hole on this end to be able to stick your yarn through. You can also use a, what are they called? An upholstery hook? No, upholstery needle that has the flared end down here to sew in your ends. That's what this one is for. Is sewing in the ends. What other questions do you guys have? We're doing the giveaway on March 28th, which is next Saturday. Thank you all for liking and subscribing, commenting, and hanging out. I appreciate you all being here. Do you guys have any questions for me? If not, I'm going to flip the camera, if that's okay with you guys. Okay. There we go. Kind of get that up and out of my way. There we go. What is the easiest pattern to start with? I would say start with either a single crochet washcloth or to do a corner to corner washcloth. Hello, hello. I did shave my hair. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Hello. So the corner to corner is one of, thank you, the tutorial / patterns that I recommend, because the, how do I say this? The stitches that you learn and that you practice in that pattern are the basic stitches that you need to know for crochet. So you learn the chain stitches, you learn single crochet, slip stitch, and double crochet. Hello, hello. It's over here. It does not work well with this table. I swapped tables so that I could do show you guys what it looks like to crochet. I would say start with something small, a washcloth or a mug rug. Why did I shave my hair? I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. You gotta go, no problem, hun. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody who's liked and subscribed, commented, and hanging out. Hello, how are you doing? Swimming lesson? Awesome. You go have fun, hun. Awesome, awesome. Does anybody have any questions? Anything you want to talk about? I'm going to make a gauge swatch with this yarn. Thank you, hon. I appreciate your words, and I'm glad that you're crocheting with me. Good morning. Oh, wow. That's cool, hun. You love my channel? Thank you so much, hun. Hi, Turkey. How are you doing? I hope that you're having a good day, hun. Hello, hello. Until the doctor clears you. Oh, yeah. That's just so that you don't get hurt. They don't want to be liable for that. Mom and the dogs are doing just fine. Humphreys is out on the couch being good. Mom and Bella went somewhere. I don't know where they went this morning. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids this week. Hot cheese curls with ranch. Awesome. Thank you for the hearts. Awesome, awesome. Yep, it's one way that I can give back. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts, hon. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I am working on a gauge swatch right now, hon. Oh, it's 1 o'clock for you. It is 11:01 a.m. My time. I did knit my sweater. Thank you, hon. Thank you. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Hello, how are you doing, hon? 5:01 in the UK? Yep. You guys are 5 hours ahead of me. Or 6 hours ahead of me. Thank you. I do appreciate it, hon. Thank you. It is nice and cozy. Yeah, but not too warm because it's pretty warm outside. I want to say it's already in the 70s, maybe high 60s, but it's way too warm for winter. This sweater is actually a blue. It is light teal from, what's the company? I think it's a Lion brand yarn, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's kind of like it looks more like a dusty aqua, but it's still to me, it's still a pretty yarn. Hello, hello, hon. How are you doing? Thank you. Yeah, when I saw it, I really liked it, so I got enough and made a sweater. I am currently crocheting a gauge swatch. Thank you, hon. I do appreciate it. A gauge swatch is where you make a square of yarn and then you measure your stitches across and your rows going up. Out of this yarn, I don't know yet. Thank you, hon. I do appreciate it. Oh, I'm good. Very good. And I slept really good last night, but I'm still tired. You're a vegetarian? Awesome. Good morning, hon. How are you doing? Well, it's nighttime for you, but hello, friend. How are you doing? I'm doing well, hon. Quieter than usual. I don't know. Beach water? Yes, I am. Yep. It's never too far away. McDonald's? I don't know, hon. I don't go to McDonald's. Coffee on yourself? I'm sorry, hon. Things happen. Spills happen. Yep, I do have to keep hydrated. You are correct. Thank you so much, hon. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. But I know there's lots of people out there that are better than me. I just like sharing with my community. Yeah, sometimes the lips don't work well, do they? Welcome in, hun, again. Cool beans, cool beans. Oh, wow. Well, happy birthday to them. That's fun. I don't know, hun, because I really don't eat out that much. Oh, thank you, hon. I appreciate your kind words. The same username? Oh, that's awesome. Photos and videos. You can do like video calls. Share with people. It's vegetarian free. I don't know, hun. Different glasses? Nope, these are my same glasses. Hey, hun, I'm doing well. How are you doing? I'm glad to see you back, hun. Currently, I'm just making a gauge swatch. You're back? Awesome. Welcome back. Yes, I did make it. Thank you so much, hon. Hello, hello. What happened? I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. You're back? Awesome. Welcome back. You're doing good? Awesome, awesome. Thank you for the heart. I appreciate y'all being here. And I hope everyone is having a good day. This one, you would have to send me a message about what size you would want. Awesome. Bella and Mom are gone. I think they may have gone to the pharmacy. Well, they'd be back by now if they went to the pharmacy. They went somewhere. Thank you for the hearts. Humphreys is out on the couch hanging out, being a good boy. Thank you for the hearts. My wall blanket, no. I still got a ways to go on that one. Speak of him, there he is. Yeah, I could make that. If you want to send me a message over on my website, we can work out the details. He was being very quiet until just a minute ago. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Panda, we've made a panda. You have a good night. Thank you so much for stopping by, hon. The hostage negotiator? I have not. She hasn't been on today. It would not be inexpensive, hon. Thank you. Thank you. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Thank you so much, my friend, and many blessings to you. Thank you. Do I feel okay with no hair? I do. Thank you. Do I live stream every day? No, I live stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I'd have to run the numbers on the yarn, because that's where most of the cost is going to come in. Tomorrow? What about tonight? Cool beans, cool beans. Paraminder. I'm going to screw that up. I'm so sorry, Paraminder. But thank you so much for being here, hon. Hello, hello. Is April 30th? Awesome. On a Thursday? Nope, I don't go live on Thursdays. How long was my hair? For a little longer than 14 inches. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you, hon. I'm doing well, hon. How are you doing? Thank you, my friend. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Weave them in now. If you can, weave them in now. Because if you wait till the very end, you're not going to want to do it. I was thinking about going live at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 4:30 Mountain, and 3:30 Pacific. It depends on the day. Tuesdays and Fridays, they start at 6:30 Eastern. And on Wednesdays and Saturdays, they start at 10 a.m. I do a members live Wednesday evenings that starts at 6:30 Eastern. Thank you, hon. And I'm thinking about doing another one tonight. Hello, hello. Bye, hon. Thank you so much for being here. Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays tend to be just days that I tend to hang out with Mom and the dogs. What am I making? I am making a gauge swatch at the moment. I'll go live again for the general public tonight, I think. Did I shave my eyebrows? No, they're just extremely light, but they're there. Hello, hello. So a gauge swatch is something that you can measure your stitches, because you want to know how many stitches do you get in a certain number, like in 4 inches, and then how many rows does it take to make 4 inches. That way you know if you have the right size of hook or needles, or if you need to change. To be honest, hello, hun. I very rarely do gauge swatches. I tend to let the beginning of the garment be my gauge swatch, but that means that a lot of times I may have to tear out and start over. I'm doing well, hun. How are you doing? You're just getting started at crochet, okay. Do you have any questions? Did I finish the wall blanket? Not yet. Awesome, awesome. Glad that you're doing well. Because I looked at it. Hold on just a second. It was because you put so much in all caps. Nightbot eats all caps. You made your first granny square? Oh, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here and liking and subscribing. Why did I cut my hair? I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Nightbot is an AI chatbot that helps with the chat. He can be kind of picky. Thank you for the hearts. You got a question? Go ahead, hon. Thank you. Am I an alien? I am not. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Nightbot? Yep, Nightbot helps with the chat, hon. Thank you for the hearts. You won't be able to block Nightbot because he is a moderator, hon. Cool beans, cool beans. Granny Stitch, it does. Does my mom say cool beans? Not so much. I like pretty much all hooks except for the wood and bamboo. Okay. Just a reminder, we are doing a plushie giveaway next Saturday, March 28th, during the Saturday Live. I don't know what you mean by that. Cool beans, hon. Oh, it starts to hurt your hands. Okay, make sure that you're not gripping the hook really tightly and that you're not trying to grip your yarn real tightly. Hello, hello, hon. Let's not do that because he puts in stuff like my website and my Instagram. Hello, hello, hon. Well, hi, Khadijah. How are you doing? That's RM. Ready for bed? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm just messing around. I showed how to make a chain and then single crochet for a gauge swatch. It depends on the thickness of the yarn, hun. Because most of them will hold up to, hold more than 100 ounces. You did awesome. Thank you, hon. Hello, hello. Well, happy weekend to you too. Yes. Because it depends on the thickness though, because the 100 ounces. No, I'm telling you wrong. I'm sorry. It's 100 grams. 100 grams of like fingering weight is different than 100 grams of 4 weight, or it depends on what weight of yarn you're using. I've made lots of different hearts, hon. I use the Stanwood. Cool beans, cool beans. And mine works well for everything that's like 4 weight or smaller. C2C blanket, awesome. I love those. Yep, and it should come up. Awesome. Yep. C2C are, I find them very fun. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Now remember, next Saturday we are doing the plushie giveaway. During the live, I'm giving away 5 plushies. So there's 5 chances to win. You do have to be a subscriber, and you do have to be in that live to win. You'll be at the giveaway. Awesome. A turtle, a bear, and a couple others. Yep, that's the one that I have, I believe. He'll be snoring. Awesome. Yes, I do see that you have the poll up. Awesome, awesome. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Awesome, awesome. Cool beans, cool beans. Thank you for the celebrations. I appreciate you all being here and spending some of your day with me. Awesome, awesome. Oh, that's okay, hon. I'm glad that you're here. I'm going to do an extra live tonight. It starts at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 4:30 Mountain, and 3:30 Pacific. Awesome, awesome. You think you have to go? Okay, no problem, hon. Hello, hello. Oh, thank you, hon. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for the kind words. I am crocheting. I'm just playing. That's really what I'm doing, is I'm just playing. Usually it takes between a week and a week and a half. No, I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. They make wigs for kids that have cancer or alopecia or other stuff going on. Awesome, awesome. We did have a good St. Patty's Day. Did you? Awesome. Thank you, hon. But it was a way for me to give back. I used to work for a nonprofit. And so I like doing things when I can to give back to those, to nonprofits, because they help, in a lot of cases, they help children, and that's pretty important. Thank you. They did. I'm sorry, hon. It depends on what you're good at crocheting. Not too much, hon. We've just been doing lives like normal. Hello, hello. That's okay. A bucket hat. Oh, that's awesome. On how to color change. Yep. I think that like the fastest stitch for a blanket for me is the corner to corner. Yeah, it can be, because it depends on, for me, it depends on what I'm doing, how I change my colors. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. How long have I been doing the chats? I've been doing them on and off for almost a year, I think, but I've gotten more consistent since July of last year. Hello, hello, hon. How are you doing? Cool beans, cool beans. There he goes again. I am doing good, hon. How are you doing? Oh, my hair. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Yep. He's out there making himself known. Oh, that's cool. That's a really interesting idea. I've never heard of that. I knitted my sweater. Thank you for the hearts. Oh, that's a personal question, hun. That's completely up to you. I like doing it because it's a way for me to give back, but I wouldn't tell anybody else that they have to do it, hun. You just can't knit. Yeah, it takes a lot of time and practice and patience. I have knit sweaters for my mom. Hello, hello, hun. How are you doing? It can be, but it's also very relaxing for me. Good afternoon, hun. Oh, it was a way, thank you, but it was a way for me to give back. Time and practice, you are correct. And practice makes better, it does not make perfect. I used to hear all the time as a kid, practice makes perfect. But practice doesn't make perfect because perfection doesn't exist. However, practice makes better. Thank you. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. I'm just doing a mesh, a double crochet, chain one, skip one, double crochet, chain one, skip one. You like the color? Awesome. Thank you, hon. Am I good at drawing? I am not. Are you? I knit and I crochet, and that's about all that I do for crafts. But it took me a long time to learn how to crochet or how to knit. Thank you, hon. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. So the seed to C is corner to corner, and so you're making boxes and stacking them on top of each other. Thank you, hon. Thank you to everybody who's liked and subscribed, commented, and hanging out. Thank you, Sharon. So, what was I saying? I'm sorry, guys. My brain went. So the C to C, so you're working on a diagonal. Awesome. Welcome in, hon. Do we have dogs? We do. Mom has a four-legged hot dog crossed with a Chihuahua, also known as a Chiweenie. And I have a four-legged hot dog, aka a dachshund. I donated my hair to Bigs for Kids. The giveaway is next Saturday, March 28th. And I am giving away 5 plushies. Awesome, awesome. I started this live stream almost 2 hours ago. An hour and 40 minutes ago. My hair to grow back out? Oh, not that long. It'll take time for it to get long, but it's already working on growing out. They make wigs for kids that have, you know, cancer or alopecia or some other reason why they can't grow their hair. Awesome. Thank you, hon. You have a good rest of your day. Oh, I'm just messing, hon. Oh, no. I've donated my hair before, and it doesn't bother me to donate my hair. Scold me? Why would Mom scold me? Hello, hello, hon. How are you doing? I'm glad to see ya. Hey, hon. Thank you. I did donate my hair. My mom drove me there and knew we were doing this. So I don't know why she would be upset with me. I mean, the other side of the coin is, hon, I'm in my 40s. So Mom doesn't yell at me. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, RM. I appreciate everybody being here. I am going to do another live tonight. It's going to start at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. No, that's wrong. 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 4:30 Mountain, and 3:30 Pacific. Yeah, I've crocheted hats and knitted hats. The first time I donated was in 1998. And I was I think I was around 14, 15. Oh, the polls that you've been doing, hon. In fact, my mom's gone with me every time that I've donated my hair. Thank you. Yeah, the hair will start to grow back in real fast. It always does. And yes, I look a little weird, but it's only for a short amount of time. No. There's a lot of other things they made fun of, but my hair, no. Thank you. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids, hon. Well, thank you. I do know that I look different, but it'll start growing in real fast. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids, and I had them shave it all the way down because I want to give as much hair as I can to the organizations that make wigs, because it's not doing me any good sitting on my head, and it can help somebody else. Because not everybody has the luxury that I do, that my hair grows. Thank you, hon. And I always do, I like to do giving back through the nonprofits, because one helped me back in 2016 and 2017, as well as I used to work at one. I look like your cousin's brother, okay. Nightbot is an AI chat bot that helps with the chat. Thank you. I was thinking you were going to tell me that I look like Fester. As in Uncle Fester. Awesome. I've been crocheting for over 37 years, so it's just muscle memory. You did the same ones. Awesome. You are correct. But you guys all get to watch it grow back in, because it doesn't take that long to start to grow back in. Oh, no, I didn't lose it. I donated it to Wigs for Kids. But thank you, hon. You have to go? No problem. You have a good rest of your day, hon. Bye. Thank you for the hearts. Ah, cool beans. Thank you for the hearts. In 5 months, awesome. You have to leave? No problem, hon. I hope you have fun at your party. I will be going live later on tonight, starting at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 4:30 Mountain, and 3:30 Pacific. Hey, hon, how are you doing? I'm also doing a giveaway, a plushie giveaway, March 28th. It starts at at noon Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, and 9 Pacific. Hello, hello. So those are the two big things coming up. He is out in the living room guarding the house. Mom and Bella, I don't know where they went, but they went somewhere. They may have gone over to the old house. Hello, Illinois. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Hi, North Dakota. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Spanish, I do not. No habla español. I know just enough in Russian to get myself in trouble. But sorry, guys. I pretty much am an English speaker. Yeah, but that's like on movies and TV and stuff. And I probably didn't even say it correctly. Humphreys has some anxiety, and so he definitely is our little protector. He likes to sit on the back of my couch out in the living room and bark at the world when things go by, especially trucks like FedEx or Amazon, because our house is at the end of the street and there's a stop sign just outside our house. Awesome. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. My favorite snack, frozen strawberries. 4 hours? Oh. You need that's not so good, hon. I would rather hear that you slept for at least 8. Hello, hon, and welcome in. I'm just playing around crocheting. Anxiety. We had him on kind of the doggy version of Prozac, but now that we're at the new house, he's gotten off of it. The old house, we lived on the major highway that runs through town, and now we don't. So it's quieter where we live. All of us are enjoying that. You don't have dogs? That's okay, hon. You didn't win against insomnia? Yeah. Oh, that's cool, hon. Yeah, I like to donate my hair when it gets long enough. The last time before this time that I donated was in 2021. So it was time to donate again. Yours is fruit. Awesome. Hello, hello. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Oh, I'm sorry about your dog, but that's cool that you have sea monkeys. Thank you to everybody who's liked and subscribed, commented, and hanging out. I appreciate you guys being here. Do I manage my Instagram? Yeah, I'm not good at it, but yeah. Thank you, hon. I do appreciate your words. Thank you for the hearts. Hello, hello, hon. How are you doing? Thank you. Social media manager, okay. I did make my sweater, I knitted it. Oh, I've been crocheting for over 37 years. So I have a lot of muscle memory built up. Am I nearsighted? I am. Extremely nearsighted. Thank you for the hearts. Yep, you are correct. Favorite color is purple. Knitted sweater, awesome. Yes, I have a hard time reading chats. Thank you for the hearts. I am, yeah. Even with my glasses. Hi, Brazil. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you for the hearts, hon. You guys are very kind. Oh, I'm just playing around, honestly, with a mesh stitch. Not really making anything, just letting my hands and my brain do the work. Yep, you are correct. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. The last time before this time was in December of 2021. So my hair grows fairly well. I'll be able to fight meningitis. Yeah, I truly get it. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. They can, yeah. I just give them everything so that because they make wigs for kids, I give them as much length as I can. Because it doesn't bother me to be bald because it grows in very quickly. Well, if she's in the UK, you're not going to get it, hon. Thank you. Plus, to get it, you would have to use like a watering fountain that someone that had it used, or, you know, like sharing drinks or kissing somebody. That's why they call it the kissing disease. Call your grandma? Awesome. Oh, she came back from the UK. Okay. Still, there's not a high chance that you would get it unless you're actively interacting with folks that have it. And yes, I know when you go into public spaces, you can't actually. Oh, you're right. I am talking about mono, but still, to get meningitis, it still has to. You still have to have a way for it to get into the body. You are correct. It takes like 5 to 7 heads of hair donated to make a wig. You're back. You're back. Awesome. Welcome back. Yes, it is a virus, but it still has to get inside. And it doesn't live on surfaces for very long. You'd have to contract it from somebody that has it. Yep, it is a lot. For meningitis? Don't think so. Because it's not spread through the air. Yep, you can put names, but not age. March 28th, I believe, is my 2-year mark. Right, but then you'd have to actually touch those droplets. It's not aerosol. It's not an aerosolized virus. Bye, hun. Thank you for being here. Hello, hello. Ah, okay. Okay. Hello, hello. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Oh, yep, spinal taps are not comfortable. You're back. Awesome. I donated my hair to Wigs for Kids. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. Why is she washing your dishes? That's not very, since she's ill, that's not sanitary. Hello, San Diego. How are you doing? And welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, guys, I will be back on tonight. It's starting at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 4:30 Mountain, and 3:30 Pacific. We do have a plushie giveaway coming up on March 28th. Yeah, that's a hard one. Thank you so much. Yeah. Please remember that you are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved. This world needs each and every one of you. Thank you, hon. You have a great day too. Please be kind to everyone, including yourself, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. There he goes.